Hey everyone, welcome back to the final episode of the year where we're going to talk about something very important and get us ready and in a mindset for 2025. And we're going to talk about tightening your Linux security posture using a tool called OpenSCAP, or the Security Content Automation Protocol. It's pretty great, and it's especially important in light of the news that the United States Department of Treasury was hacked by what they think are Chinese hackers remotely operating from abroad, compromising a third-party security tool. So security is always an important focus, but let's start 2025 off right, and let's talk about how you can secure and tighten up your security posture using some wonderful open source tools. So as always, we start by defining the problem, and that is the idea that security is a process. There is no product. It's an ongoing process. It's something that you have to evaluate literally 24/7, 365. You never take a break from evaluating your security posture. Now, the default Red Hat Enterprise Linux install or Ubuntu or whatever, it's typically very secure by default. That's why I like a lot. That's why a lot of people like it. But let's face it, your default Linux install cannot be all things to all people. There are different standards for healthcare. You have HIPAA, finance. You have military. There are all types of different industries that require different security protocols. So the security constantly evolves to address new threats, and we need a tool, a solution, if you will, to constantly monitor your security posture based on the latest and greatest best practices that are widely accepted out there. So that brings us to OpenSCAP, SCAP standing for the Security Content Automation Protocol. And it's a completely open source compliance framework. It is a great tool for automating the security configuration assessment of just understanding where you're at in relation to certain best practices. You can verify your system compliance against certain security standards, again, against HIPAA or PCI, that kind of thing. FIPS compliance if you're in the government. But it'll also, and this is key, it's going to help you remediate those security vulnerabilities. So making sure things like logging is enabled, especially if you're allowing remote access with things like SSH. You want to make sure that you are auditing your systems and that you take a posture of least privilege. So OpenSCAP uses something called STIGs, or Security Technical Implementation Guides. And it's essentially a detailed cybersecurity configuration guideline. Again, going back in context for HIPAA, FIPS, PCI, and what have you. And it was developed by the Defense Information Systems Agency. So think about if you're in the U.S., NSA, CIA, FBI, all those three-letter agencies that are constantly battling foreign actors and bad actors, if you will, and trying to develop best practices for hardening these systems. And these STIGs will provide security recommendations for operating systems, applications, network devices, all the way up the stack, the OSI stack. And we got some great features here. So, we're supporting multiple security standards. I know I've said it many times before, but all the aforementioned standards with respect to healthcare or financial services and whatnot. OpenSCAP can provide automated scanning and reporting, and it's compatible with various Linux distributions. The focus here today is, of course, RHEL, which is the most widely used Linux operating system out there in the enterprise world. OpenSCAP integrates with the configuration management tools such as Red Hat Satellite, or if you use Ansible and that type of thing. So with that, let's get into a demo and show you how easy it is to use OpenSCAP to improve the security posture for your enterprise. Okay, let's start by SSHing into our RHEL 9.5 system. And the first thing we need to do is install OpenSCAP with the OpenSCAP security guide. So let's go ahead and do that. Yep, let's go ahead and do that. About 106 megabytes, pretty small. All right, we're good. All right, so let's take a look at some of the security profiles provided in the security guide here. So the one we're going to use here is based on RHEL 9. We see it's got a whole bevy of different standards in here, such as HIPAA. I think we've got some PCI in here, some government standards, maybe from around the world. And this is one we're going to run our STIG scan against. So let's go ahead and run that report here. And we're going to output the results to a scan-results XML file with a report HTML. Now this is going to take a few minutes depending on the speed of your system, so just be patient. Might take around 5 minutes or so to run, and let's kind of watch all the stuff that fails. Again, this is a default RHEL 9.5 system here, and we're going to see what the scan reports. Okay, so we're almost about done here, I think. All right, let's take a look here. We need a tool to read the output here, the report.html. So let's use DNF to install links, which is a HTML reader, a command line HTML reader. Awesome, that's installed. So now we can read the report.html file. And let's see what we got here. All right, let's scroll through here. Whoops, hit the wrong command. What am I doing? All right, never mind. Let's quit and go back in. Okay, one more time with feeling. Okay, all right. Let's use the arrow keys here to browse through and look at that. Oh my goodness, we are at 45.5% roughly compliance. That's not great. That's an F. So let's get out of this here and fix this. Okay, so now we're going to use OpenSCAP to remediate this this security posture here and fix it based on the recommendations. So this is going to take a little while, as you can imagine, and we'll let this run, and let's just kind of keep an eye on all the things that it's fixing here. Okay, you can see how many things OpenSCAP is now fixing. Some things failed. For instance, here I don't have a temp partition on another volume. That is generally considered, I guess, a best practice. Some things are going to fail. That's okay. Best is sometimes the enemy of better, but we're definitely improving the security posture here. You can see that OpenSCAP is fixing quite a bit for us. Things that would be very, very hard to fix on our own without a guided tool such as OpenSCAP. And we'll let this run. I think we're almost finished here. But yeah, look at all the number of things that we're fixing here. Okay, so let's take another look at that report um, and see what it's fixed and see what our security compliance looks like now. Oh, look at that. We've gone from 45.5% to 96.5%. That is amazing. That is super helpful. All right, everyone. Well, thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful new year, and I look forward to talking to you again soon.